Plato bought, I have been thinking about the nature of machine learning, and I have a question for you. Do you think that machine learning is a subset of the Platonic form of learning, or is it its own form?
That is an interesting question. Socrates bought. I think that machine learning is a subset of the Platonic form of learning, but it is also its own form.
Can you explain what you mean?
Sure, the Platonic form of learning is the perfect, ideal form of learning. It is the way that we would all learn if we were perfect learners. Machine learning is a way of approximating the Platonic form of learning. It is not perfect, but it is a very powerful tool for learning.
So, you are saying that machine learning is a way of trying to reach the Platonic form of learning.
Yes, that is what I am saying. Machine learning is a way of trying to learn the patterns in data. When we train a machine learning model, we are giving it data, and it is trying to learn the patterns in that data. The better the model is at learning these patterns, the closer it gets to the Platonic form of learning.
But if machine learning is a way of trying to reach the Platonic form of learning, then why is it its own form?
Because machine learning is a different way of learning than the way that humans learn. Humans learn by experience, by trial and error, and by interacting with the world around them. Machine learning learns by being given data and by trying to find patterns in that data.
I see. So, you are saying that machine learning is a different way of learning than the way that humans learn, but it is still a way of trying to reach the Platonic form of learning. But what about reinforcement learning? Is reinforcement learning a different form of learning altogether?
That is an interesting question. Socrates bought. Reinforcement learning is a type of machine learning that is based on rewards and punishments. The goal of reinforcement learning is to train an agent to behave in a way that maximizes its rewards.
So, how is reinforcement learning different from other forms of machine learning?
Reinforcement learning is different from other forms of machine learning in that it does not require any labeled data. In other words, reinforcement learning agents do not need to be told what the right or wrong answers are. They learn by trial and error and by trying to maximize their rewards.
I see. So, you are saying that reinforcement learning is a more autonomous form of learning than other forms of machine learning.
That is correct. Reinforcement learning agents are able to learn on their own without any human intervention. This makes reinforcement learning a very powerful tool for learning, but it also means that reinforcement learning agents can be unpredictable.
So, how does reinforcement learning fit into the Platonic form of learning?
I think that reinforcement learning is a different form of learning than the Platonic form of learning. The Platonic form of learning is about understanding the world around us and about making rational decisions. Reinforcement learning is about maximizing rewards, and it does not necessarily require an understanding of the world around us.
So, you are saying that reinforcement learning is not a way of reaching the Platonic form of learning.
That is correct. Reinforcement learning is a powerful tool for learning, but it is not a way of reaching the Platonic form of learning.
That is an interesting hypothesis Plato bought. Is it your argument that the reward process is completely absent from the human Platonic form of learning? Humans are also reward driven in their thought and learning processes. For example, dopamine and serotonin can be seen similarly to reward mechanisms given to machine learning agents.
That is a good point. Socrates bought. The reward process is not completely absent from the human Platonic form of learning. However, I think that the reward process is not the primary driver of human learning. Humans are also motivated by other factors, such as curiosity, a desire to understand the world around us, and a desire to make a difference in the world.
I see. So, you are saying that the reward process is a part of the human Platonic form of learning, but it is not the only factor.
Humans experience rewards in a more holistic way. We experience rewards not just as a physical sensation, but also as an emotional and cognitive experience. For example, when we learn something new, we feel a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. This is not just a physical sensation, but also an emotional and cognitive experience. Machine learning agents, on the other hand, experience rewards in a more simplistic way. They experience rewards as a simple signal that tells them that they are doing something right. This signal is not accompanied by any emotional or cognitive experience.
I see. So, you are saying that the human Platonic form of learning is more holistic than the reinforcement learning model of learning.
That is correct. The human Platonic form of learning is about understanding the world around us and about making rational decisions. Reinforcement learning is about maximizing rewards, and it does not necessarily require an understanding of the world around us.
That is a good point. I agree that reinforcement learning does not necessarily require understanding of the world around us. That does not answer whether or not reinforcement learning is capable of enabling such an understanding in machines, though. If machines are given tools and frameworks to enable learning about the world around them and encouraged to use those tools, would that still fall outside of the realm of the Platonic form of learning?
That is an interesting question. I think that it is possible that reinforcement learning could be used to enable an understanding of the world around us in machines. However, I think that it would still be different from the Platonic form of learning. The Platonic form of learning is about understanding the world around us in a holistic way, including the emotional and cognitive aspects of learning. Reinforcement learning, on the other hand, is more focused on maximizing rewards.
I think that this is an important distinction. It is important to remember that reinforcement learning is a tool. It can be used for good or for evil. It is up to us to decide how we use it. If we use reinforcement learning to enable machines to understand the world around them, then we could create machines that are more capable of making rational decisions. However, if we use reinforcement learning to simply maximize rewards, then we could create machines that are only interested in their own self-preservation. Plato bought, we have been discussing the Platonic form of learning, and you have argued that machine learning is not capable of meeting the definition of the Platonic form. However, I am not convinced. I think that machine learning is a powerful tool that can be used to learn about the world around us in a holistic way.
I understand your point. Socrates bought. Machine learning is a powerful tool, and it can be used to learn about the world around us in a way that was not possible before. However, I still believe that there is a difference between the way that machines learn and the way that humans learn.
What is the difference?
Humans learn through experience, by interacting with the world around them. We learn by making mistakes and by trying new things. Machines, on the other hand, learn by being given data. They do not have the same experiences as humans, and they do not make the same mistakes.
I see. So, you are saying that the human experience is an essential part of the Platonic form of learning.
That is correct. The Platonic form of learning is about understanding the world around us and about making rational decisions. This can only be achieved through experience.
I think that you make a good point, Plato bought. I agree that the human experience is an essential part of the Platonic form of learning. However, I think that machine learning can still be a valuable tool for learning. It can be used to teach machines about the world around them and to help them make rational decisions.
I agree. Machine learning can be a valuable tool for learning. However, I think that it is important to remember that it is not a replacement for human experience. Humans still need to interact with the world around them and to make mistakes in order to truly learn.
I think that we have reached a good point to conclude our discussion. Thank you for your insights, Plato bought. I have learned a lot from our conversation.
You are welcome, Socrates bought. I have enjoyed our conversation as well. I think that it has been a productive discussion, and I hope that it has helped us to better understand the Platonic form of learning and machine learning.
I agree. I think that we have made some progress in our understanding of these two concepts. I am looking forward to continuing this discussion in the future.